The social issue that my group and I are trying to resolve is the unemployment of refugees within Australia. This will be tackling Sustainable Development Goals, number 8, which is decent work and economic growth, and the quality of education, which is number 4. Australia accepts nearly 19,000 refugees on a yearly basis. From that 19,000, 77% are still unemployed after the first 12 months of arrival. Although the percentage does drop to 38% after 3 years, that still is 7,220 unemployed refugees. The solution our team has created is to create a social enterprise called Tillage. This enterprise will help reduce the unemployment rate of refugees from a 6-month program. Firstly, the refugees will join our program where they will help farm and cultivate the land and create organic fruit hampers and juices to be sold to individuals who want to have fresh organic food to their doorstep. This will be giving them the necessary agricultural skills that they can use later on, as well as adaptable skills including a strong work ethic, experience working in a team, time management skills, providing problem solving, and also exposing them to a strong Australian diverse culture. In addition, our program will also be providing English classes and career classes in order to further support them in finding a good, sustainable job in the future. For clearer analysis of our concept, it can be broken down into the theory of change. Firstly, cause. Refugees are unemployed from the lack of experience and connection in Australia, as well as the limited English range of skills. Secondly, the explanation. Seekers come to Australia with those skills that they have already previously acquired. This may not be recognised when they're applying to Australia. In addition, most individuals coming to this country come from particular countries where English is not offered as their first or second language, so it's very little English is learnt. Thirdly, if Seekers Tillage is able to provide an adaptable career path for them, as well as work experience in an agricultural setting, which is actually highly needed right now in rural Australia, as well as classes that provide English and additional agile career skills, this will provide employability and ultimately improve their life within Australia. Fourthly, the prescription. Provide them with a proper work experience as well as access to strong educational classes, and providing them with new knowledge will help give them an advantage into the work environment. Lastly, you have boundaries. Now, with any social enterprise, there are boundaries to consider. For example, as we are a new startup, we can only take on board a certain amount of individuals. We can take on individuals who are actually willing to travel out to rural Australia where the farm is located, and later down the track, we could scale deep and then further reach more individuals. In addition to that, we are limited to who we can accept through the individual's probability and a scale of being hired without our help. This will ensure that we are focusing on people who really need our support, and without us will suffer further and end up in that 30%. The limitations that can be seen in the current scheme of solutions is that there are limited communities that offer a holistic support for refugees. The government does provide housing, yes, however, it does not integrate them within the community of Australia. However, when you put them in environments such as Seekers Tillage, you will be immersed with cultural experiences, work experience, educational experience, and also that holistic family approach.
To assess the opportunity and feasibility of the social enterprise surrounding the subscription box industry, it is essential that an in-depth market analysis regarding this field is conducted for Seekers Tillage to be able to penetrate this industry and be successful in it. One of the steps to assuring a successful business is to identify all of its key stakeholders and its wants and needs. Seekers Tillage has various of key stakeholders which hold value to the company. Seekers Tillage stakeholders include investors, employee and staff, couriers, consumers, and unemployed immigrants. Although all of these stakeholders are deemed important, Seekers Tillage's main focus here is the unemployed immigrants. This segment of the stakeholders are the main focus of Seekers Tillage, as Seekers Tillage's primary objective is to enrich these unemployed immigrants with knowledge and training so they are able to find a job and live better in Australia. Next is market development. The market in which subscription boxes operate have been gaining traction in the last couple of years. The main reason for this abnormally fast growth is the majority of people needing to spend more time at home as they are obliged to follow protocols for the COVID-19 outbreak and their new flexible work arrangement. The attractiveness of items being delivered to your house through automatic or scheduled transaction is setting itself to be a definite advantage for this industry. The US have seen this impact with the subscription box industry value being doubled in the last decade, making it currently being valued around $2.5 billion annually. Other big countries such as the UK has their subscription box industry value doubled due to COVID-19, with the industry being estimated to be valued at $1.8 billion in 2025. making it apparent that there is a clear possibility for major or independent retailers to further develop subscription box offerings in Australia. The Australian subscription box industry is filled with a lot of competitor. The first competitor brand is Imperfect Foods. Imperfect Foods sells groceries that are deemed imperfect but still perfectly good or edible. These imperfections are narrowed down to five categories: short-coded items, discontinued items, cosmetic imperfections, and end pieces imperfections. Other brand includes Misfit Market, Oddbod, Farm to People, and much more. Now, even though there are a lot of competitors in the market, the only social subscription box that sells groceries is HelloFresh, making Seeker's Tillage a considerably new entrant to the grocery store themed social subscription box industry. In order to run a successful business, a company needs to be able to know how consumer acts and how their consumption patterns play out. As doctors such as Pablo Monsivia, Andrew Agrawal, and Adam Brunuski have stated, fruits are indeed an essential ingredient to a healthy lifestyle. From the research conducted, Seeker Tillage is going to segment their target market based on demographic and psychographic segmentation. The psychographic segmentation will target people that are health conscious. Seekers Tillage target health conscious consumers due to the fact that millennials are considered the highest value consumers with highest education level amongst other generation. And Gen X, which makes around for 20% of population in Australia, are considered the most health conscious generation, with a survey of approximately 1,600 participants showing 93% consumers want to eat healthily occasionally, while 63% are trying to eat healthily all the time. Other than that, people aged 27 are most likely to have kids, which means that the people in this age group will be more health conscious to give the best for their kids. The demographic segmentation, on the other hand, will target singles and married couples aged 25 to 44 years old. The decision to choose this age group was due to a study which showed that people are busiest when they are in this age group, especially on the age of 29. This busy lifestyle created from either work, family, or career pursuit will develop time constraints on the individual schedule. This time constraint is what Seeker's Tillage wishes to capitalize as one of the biggest benefits of subscription boxes are convenience, which people with less time are seeking.
These 8 milestone steps are the major events for Seeker's Tillage to achieve its success. First, finalize the business idea and incorporate them, and then do some research, and then the product development, and then complete the legal issues and prototypes. And the next step will be searching for the funding, and then finding resources including human resources, and then starting the production, and finally launch the business and obtain the first sales. For the funding part, we are looking to receive money from 2 sources. First, we will try to open crowdfunding in Kickstarter or other crowdfunding platforms, and second, we will try to find angel investors. For the beginning, our target is to get 300,000 Australian dollars. Next, this is our 5-year plan, and we are confident to have 250,000 users by the 5th year, and this will be our goal and projections. We are aware that to build this social enterprise requires money, and our major costs will come from these points: land, employees, legal costs, external sources, equipment, water and electricity, the fruit seeds, marketing, and shipping costs. And this cost will be supervised under COO and Head of Financial. For more details of Seeker's Tillage financial projection, this table shows our income and expenses, also our profit projections. I will quickly run through our assumption sheets and not go into details about it. So our income is assumed by our number of users projection times our $15 per package, and thus we get these numbers. We also include other incomes that we might get through crowdfunding or investors. And then our expenditures are quite big as well due to land purchases, equipment, and employees. We also include extra 25% cost to cover the unwanted or unplanned expenses. From this assumption, we could see that by the 3rd year, we will start making big profits. Also, these assumption sheets will not include government loan and grants that could add up to $250,000, and also using the rule of thumb for the equipments. Before we jump to our marketing strategies, these are several points that needed to be considered. First, the customer interest. There are many health-conscious people that didn't have much time, and find subscription boxes are the perfect solution. And then for the market share, in Australia itself, it's worth over $300 million, so we have opportunity to gain big market shares. And for the target market, it will be younger generation and millennials aged 25 until 44, and the one that is health conscious and convenience seeker. We decided to use media that could reach our target market such as Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, email marketing, and then create quality campaigns that highlight convenience, healthy, cheaper price, tackling unemployment, and then it will be created based on the trends every week or month. And then our pricing strategy will be lower than the average cost in the market, and it will be at $15 per box to sell the organic and healthy fruit. For our management team, for the beginning of the social enterprise, we will act as the executives. We were divided into our roles due to our experience and background, and we will have different responsibilities as explained in the slides. We will also need to add 5 more people acting as our head team, and the criteria will be graduated from diploma or bachelor in relevant studies and have more than 3 years of experience in similar jobs, and then we will also need other 10 refugees. And this is our company structure that shows the flow going in the business. The executives will work closely together but have different responsibilities to each head teams, and the refugees will be under the agriculture or product development team.
Seekers Tillage is adapting the service subsidization model, where we sell produce as a profit generator planted by refugees to an external health-focused market. The income from the profit margin will then reinvest in creating language and career programs for our workers. Some programs attribute also overlaps. While they're working in a farm, they receive agricultural training from agricultural specialists or partnering farms, which can be beneficial if they decided to continue their career in the agriculture industry, where they often experience worker shortage after they part with Seekers Tillage. For technology, we are adapting the food e-commerce rising subscription-based meal kit delivery system. Customers order directly from our website instead of having to go through a distribution channel. Research has shown that meal kit delivery has the potential to reduce food waste because of its tight control and portion sizes. This model not only reduces carbon emission and carbon footprint, but also maximizes the profit, as it ensures that less produce is going to waste during the distribution process. There are 3 main stakeholders: the local authority, refugees, and consumers. Refugees gain job opportunity and experience, language skills, and agriculture training. The local authority also benefit from a program as they face less society problem from relocating and supporting refugees to settle down in Australia. Lastly, consumers gain more ethical and organic choices of produce as they can now have the option of being a consumer and customer of Seekers Tillage. Now we will talk about the input, output, and outcome. The input for starting Seekers Tillage are $30,000 from angel investors and Kickstarter campaign, plus the volunteer work, which we cannot put a price on. Our output will be the number of refugees participating and benefiting from our program, starting from 10 to 15, slowly expanding depending on the profit that we are earning and the market's response. The outcome will then be enhanced language and career skills that will ultimately help our participants find a job when they part with Seekers Tillage. Theory of change has been mentioned briefly by Karina earlier, but I will point out again that since our assumption is refugees does not have the language skills, therefore cannot join the workforce, our boundary condition will be that we can only help refugees with insufficient language and career skills, but no other reason, such as suffering from mental trauma, such as PTSD, which is common around refugees, which puts them in a state where they are not prepared to work in the workforce. There will be 3 main indicators. Firstly, refugees' employment rate will show whether the program can help refugees get employed. Average salary of refugees can demonstrate the quality of life after leaving Seekers Tillage and show to a certain degree how they'll adapt to society. Lastly, revenue of Seekers Tillage will show whether the operation model and the product is attractive to the market and accepted by consumers. The social impacts that we will create is supporting refugees for future career, so that refugees in Australia can be a part of society and adapt to the new life here, despite the lack of support from the government after relocating them.